Hello guys, so today we are going to discuss about inotropic drugs in treatment of acute heart failure. Okay, so first we should know about the inotropic effect. So what is inotropic effect? Inotropic effect is it has two parts. One is positive inotropic effect. It can be positive or it can be negative inotropic effect. Positive inotropic effect simply means increased contraction and negative means decreased contraction. So now inotropic drugs. So what are the inotropic drugs? Like we have dobutamine, dopamine, cardiac glycosides, and one is the inodilators. First we are going to discuss about the dobutamine. So dobutamine is the beta 1 selective. Okay, so selective beta 1 agonist. It will act on the beta 1 receptor and it does not affect on the dopamine receptor. Now beta 1 receptor react करने के बाद it will increase the CMP, that will increase contractility and cardiac output. Okay, now about dopamine. So dopamine acts on the dopamine receptor, also on the beta 1 receptor and also on the alpha 1 receptor, and it depends upon concentration. So if dose is 1 to 2 microgram per kg per minute, okay, so if we are giving 1 to 2 microgram of dopamine, it will act on the dopamine receptor and it will cause the renal vasodilation. Okay, and if dose is 2 to 10 microgram, then it will act on the beta 1 receptor, so agonist action of beta 1 will be there. And if more than 10 microgram dopamine is given, then it will act on the alpha 1 receptor and will cause vasoconstriction. So this is the about the dopamine. Now cardiac glycosides. So these are collectively called as digitalis. Okay, why? Because these are extracted from the digitalis purpura. Now compounds in this case are the one is the digoxin, then digitoxin, and one is overbane. Okay, etc. Now they have positive inotropic effect, means they will increase the contraction but do not increase the heart rate. They do not increase the heart rate. Okay, so they just increase the heart contractions. Okay, so where we can use, say they are used in the treatment of congestive heart failure as well as for the maintenance of congestive heart failure. Digoxin is very important here, and they do not alter the basic pathology, means ये कभी भी mortality को कम करने के काम नहीं आते हैं, but इनको treatment के लिए हम use किए जाते हैं ताकि condition worsen ना हो जाए patient की. Okay, also used for the treatment of atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter, and PSVT. And drug of choice in PSVT is the adenosine. It's important, remember this. And digoxin, so only inotropic drug which can be given orally. Okay, तो हम digoxin को orally दे सकते हैं. Now about the mechanism of its digoxin. So mechanism is very much tough, I can say. So now I will explain you about mechanism. So consider this one is the ventricular cell. Okay, so it ventricular cell contain one channel, that is sodium potassium channel. Okay, now digoxin will invade this one, and also remember it contain one exchanger, that is sodium calcium exchanger. Now digoxin will act on this receptor sodium potassium and invade this one. Now sodium is not going outside, it means sodium is increasing inside the cell, ventricular cell. So जब बाहर नहीं जा पा रहा है, now you can see that concentration अंदर बढ़ चुकी है, so exchange will not occur, so calcium will not go out, so calcium is increasing inside the cell. Now we already know sarcoplasmic reticulum contains calcium inside itself. Okay, so जो increase calcium है, it will go inside the sarcoplasmic reticulum through sarca. Okay, so अंदर भी calcium जो बढ़ जाएंगे. Now what happens when systole होगा, when there is systole और वहाँ पे beat आएगी और depolarization होगी, that time these calcium will जो बाहर से calcium आ रहे हैं, that will induce the release of calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, means contraction increase हो जाएगी. अब देखो ये जो कैल्शियम होते थे, इन्होंने बाहर निकलना होता था, जो कि कैल्शियम और सोडियम एक्सचेंज के थ्रू निकल जाते थे, बट यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं होगा. So now what happens, these calcium will go inside the sarcoplasmic reticulum through sarca again. So अंदर जितने थे हमारे पास उससे भी ज़्यादा कैल्शियम हो जाएंगे. तो अगली जो बीट होगी, now with another beat, और कैल्शियम बाहर से आएंगे और ये कैल्शियम जो होंगे फिर रिएडिन रिसेप्टर के थ्रू बाकी कैल्शियम का रिलीज करवा देंगे. सो इट कैन बी कैल्शियम इंड्यूस्ड कैल्शियम रिलीज. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ it will increase the contraction. Digoxin will increase the contraction. Okay, so with each beat contraction will increase. Okay, so हम इसको ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि strong force of contraction will occur when the next beat will come. Okay, हर बीट के साथ contraction जो बढ़ती जाएगी, तो इसलिए ये slow acting भी होता है. Okay, now but digoxin will not increase the heart rate. Remember this, it's very important, and it has no effect on the conduction, it only increase the contraction. Okay, now digoxin. So digoxin ने क्या किया एक्चुअली, अगर हम इसका नॉर्मली फ्लो चार्ट बना के देखें तो digoxin inhibit सोडियम पोटेशियम पंप and that will inhibit the सोडियम कैल्शियम एक्सचेंजर. ओके, इसने सोडियम कैल्शियम एक्सचेंजर को इनहिबिट कर दिया. जब सोडियम कैल्शियम एक्सचेंजर इनहिबिट हो गया, दैट टाइम इंक्रीज कैल्शियम इनसाइड द साइटोप्लाज्म, और ये साइटोप्लाज्म में जो आए थे ये चले गए आपके पास कैल्शियम जो है सार्कोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम में. सो इंक्रीज कैल्शियम इन द सार्कोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, दैट विल इंक्रीज द कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी. हर कॉन्ट्रैक्शन में जब कैल्शियम रिलीज होते हैं तभी कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होती है ना, तो इंक्रीज कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी हो गया, यहाँ पे इंक्रीज कॉन्ट्रैक्शन हो गई. ओके, तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ द digoxin. नाउ वी कैन से digoxin is slow acting, right? It act slow acting and beat dependent. हर बीट के साथ जो है कॉन्ट्रैक्शन बढ़ती जाएगी. थैंक यू सो मच.